Oh yeah, I knew this was happening. What you guys are doing is actually very smart, but it can also be very dangerous. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't even know what I'm doing, honestly. Bro, what am I doing in my life, bro? Anyways, all right. So ended up taking we ended up taking a trade today. But yeah, today was honestly, I would say it was a simple day. I think everybody took this long, but yeah, let's just get started with explaining the trade recap. So on the hourly, you could see just how price was reacting. We were in an uptrend and just targeting or planning to target these highs that were right over here. So our initial target was at the high of the high. Um, we did end up coming into this part, and then I just wanted to see how price wanted to react, and it was at this line. But if we go on the 5 minute first, it'll be easier to see. So you could see that once we did tap into the high, we had a whole bunch of reaction or rejection, you could say. But scaling down to the 1 minute, I mean, we were only being held by this 1 minute fair value gap, and then we ended up taking a trade there. But let me. I think this is too fast. So let me just go back to the 15 minute. So 15 minute, I didn't really see much, honestly. We had like originally we had a bearish BPR, and then we closed above it, and then created a bullish BPR. So then, I mean that was good, but then we never ended up like coming back down to it. So there was really nothing to see other than a 15-minute breaker structure, which we get. Um, so I guess that was the only thing that we saw in the 15 minute. If we go in the 5 minute, same thing. We create all these 5 minute fair value gaps, but we never come all the way down to see if they're going to be valid or not. So the only thing we get here is another breaker structure on the 5 minute, which is right over here. So nothing to see. We go on the 1 minute. 1 minute, it's a bit better. You can see how price is reacting to these fair value gaps, but the only fair value gap that we were reacting to was this one. So, in my opinion, I was just like, okay, if we're just gonna react off this, let's just see if another confluence is gonna be in the play, and we get this 1 minute breaker structure. Um, but this breaker structure, I don't like these because they're just basically sometimes baiting you. Because they are so close to either breaking above or breaking below. And I don't know why that like annoys me so much, but I just want it to, either it breaks like above or below. And this one is just like very close to breaking above and breaking below, if you know what I mean. Anyways, so I entered off that, and what I could have waited for was a breaker structure on, or not a breaker structure, a valid reaction off these fair value gaps. And this could have been another entry that I took, or I could have added another position, but I decided not to because I was already risking like what 1%. So, putting up another trade and losing 2% potentially was not ideal. So I decided to kind of back off. But our trade ended up playing in our way, hitting this overall TP or this high that we were expecting to hit, which was good. But the scary thing was that if this was invalid or we closed below, that could have been really bad very fast. But yeah, thankfully our position played out in our way today, and we did not get stopped out. So what we could have done better was, I believe we could have honestly held. So what I did was that once we tapped into the TP, I took 50% partials, which is what you're usually supposed to do, but it's at a 1-to-1. So technically, I could have just held it until we got to like a 1-to-2, but obviously it would be kind of annoying because I almost tapped back into, our entry point from all the way here. So if that did happen, that would have been really bad. Wait, but this did end up tapping to the 5 minute fair value gap, which is actually, it's kind of good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, technically we could have done that, but I rather like not have a like break even or even like a win if it's like 0.5% because might as well just have the 1%. Like imagine imagine trading and just to get a imagine trading just to get a 0.5% win. But like bruh, that must be so annoying. So I did not end up holding it, but the best or the most I could have made was a 1 to 3. But overall, there's no indications of me to add a TP above here unless I'm just lucky. So, you know, this was just the trade today, and yeah. Overall, I think it was a pretty good trade. It was just a little weird because of the 1 minute, but whatever works works, and yeah. So we're gonna journal this down and then see how we can trade within the next few days because we have Thursday and then Friday as for trading days left in this week, and then we're done. So, yep, this is the trading recap, and yeah, let's go next.